Well, we certainly needed a league win, and I'm proud of our group. I thought overall defensively we were really good, especially on the arc is where they can get going, and to keep them at 4 for 11 from the 3-point line probably was the key. We had more different lineups in there than I've ever experienced, and they all really delivered for us and helped us. We needed one. Hopefully that gets us a little more confident before we head to Tallahassee.
The job Pat was able to do there
Yeah.
in the second half, where you needed buckets, he got them. You needed rebounds, he got them.
Flat out man. I was after him a little bit to lead better since Maryland and to set the tone for us defensively. And one thing about Pat, he's amazingly coachable. You challenge him. I challenged him and Eric and Sherman. He kind of wouldn't let you lose tonight, but not surprising because that's one guy that's extremely dependable.
What did you take away from the Maryland game that didn't let you do it again in the second
Yeah.
half tonight?
Well, we were better with the ball. We only turned it over 10 times. We had some really bad turnovers. The other key was they only got 8 offensive rebounds, where Maryland got 20. And those two areas we were better at. We're going to have to be really better at that Tuesday because Florida State defends, and they're more athletic and powerful than this team. So how do we keep them off the board is going to be really interesting, and I'm going to challenge our guys tomorrow to do it.
Mike, can you talk about Jackson's play, especially ending that first half?
Yeah, he was key for us. He really was. Got on a good roll, was feeling good. Finished the half well with some drives, big jump shot. Again, I think he's just getting more and more comfortable being a college basketball player. And I think what helped him was he was able to run the team. Because of Eric's foul trouble, he was able to be the point guard and had the ball in his hands.
Similarly, Zach August had a couple of stretches there in the second half. Would you see that?
Key stretches for him. He was really good. He gets an overplay steal. He gives us some activity back on the on the backboard. Defended for us. He's an energy guy. That's what we need from him. And who knows? I don't know what he played tonight. So he played 11 tonight. He could play 24 on, the way it's going with trying to figure out who's the group. Who knows what the minutes are going to be Tuesday. But what I think what helped him, and we talked about this since Maryland, he was too much of a roller coaster. He played angry when he got a foul or when maybe he was subbed for. And I talked to him about when you get off on those emotional tangents and you're angry, you hurt yourself and us. And I thought he did a better job in practice, and his demeanor today was steady. Even though when he made a mistake, he got on to the next play.
Mike, out there, you were talking about how you wanted the older guys to trust younger guys a little bit more. Is that a little bit of a blind trust, and does tonight maybe validate?
It helps us, and I understand where they're at. But as I told the three of them, I said, you got to throw it to them. You got to kick it to them and involve them, because they may still miss some in January, but by late February we could really have something. So we got to really trust that, and I still think that's evolving. I really reminded Sherman, Eric Atkins, because I thought they made some plays in the first half where they maybe forced some shots. And go ahead and kick it to Steve. I think he's good. He has made some big shots, and go ahead and kick it to VJ. Go ahead and kick it to Demetrius. Go ahead and kick it to Burgett. Let them make some decisions. We got to grow them if we're going to have any chance of being for real down the stretch.
Mike, I'd imagine with everything Eric's been through, it felt pretty good to put him out there in the first half.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, he's been healthy for about 2 weeks practicing with us. He has a big physical body, and I just want to get him in the game, man. The kid is he's had unbelievable bad luck on the health side of it. His teammates love him. I thought it was great. The crowd really, acknowledged him, and he did a good job for us defensively in 3 possessions to end the half, showing on a ball screen, being physical around the post. So, stay healthy. Let's see what happens.
Did he know there was a chance he was going to get in today?
I don't know if he knew. I didn't flat out tell him, but I was watching him in practice, and he's practiced the whole practice for 2 weeks. We've not had any issues with his knees, and I think he was a little shocked when he kind of hesitated. And I said, "No, the other Eric's in the game. Go." But you know what? That was bigger than what we needed as a team. That kid deserved to be in the game, man. And I really thank our fans. They really, and our students acknowledged him. I was up singing the alma mater with my sixth man. About 4 students said, "Man, thanks for putting Eric in. He's in my class." People love him and feel for him.
Mike, you lose 3 in a row. The next 2 are on the road.
Woo! I'm going. I'm going to go. I'm not going to turn it over to the assistants. I'm going to go. We got two tough ones, and we won't. We as long as we stay steady through stuff. We didn't overreact too much on the losses today. It's hey, good matter of fact. Win. We did some nice stuff. I would hope we're more equipped to win on the road after today. But we will really be challenged down there because they guard and get up on you on the backboard physically. But, we're going to build on some momentum, and I'm going to challenge our three captains, the three that are, Tom's obviously not around, he's not healthy. I'm going to challenge those guys to really lead us and set the tone defensively for us.
Because of all that, was this as must win as they come? Yeah,
we needed to, Well, we've been, my nickname should be Must Win Mike because, I've been in a lot of these must wins and, Jack Nolan's always so great to remind me. I'm like, thanks, Jack. Way to tighten me up even more, but we really needed this. I was channeling every bit of the 1974 team and the guy with the highlighter. I was channeling all the karma. We needed it. And it was a special night. I'm glad we could win it on this night. And they have our former players back. I'm looking forward to going over to Parisi's and visiting with some of the players. And again, I feel good. I'm honored that Coach Phelps went up when I was the head coach. It's very fitting, and he's a good friend. And he's been a good mentor.
Did it put extra pressure on you just because you don't want to lose?
Oh, absolutely. You do feel that, like, oh God, we can't blow this one, can we? I mean, and so yeah, that it did put extra heat on it. I'm glad we could get it done on his night.
Mike, it seemed like when Virginia Tech was in their zone, you guys kind of struggled to get some looks inside. Is that a concern against an athletic team like a Florida State?
Well, the one thing we did, I thought we needed to get just shooters on the floor. That's why we played small. We had guys who could drive it and kick it, and I really wasn't worried about scoring in the short corner. Sometimes when you try and make those passes inside the zone, you turn them over. I felt we needed a lineup on the floor that was willing to step up and take some big shots, and we did make some big ones. Steve hit one. We were able to probe and get some stuff. And then, even though we were smaller, we defended well enough on that end. So, Florida State's defense is going to be man-to-man, physically on you. It's a little bit different look. But the one thing about zone at home in the last 10 minutes, when you're playing against zone in your building, you can get tight. And I wanted guys out there that would step up and take shots. We missed a couple, but we made enough to escape.
So what's going through your mind when it's down to 2?
You know what? Just trying to stay, don't panic and be poised. And again, I mean, the worst thing for me to do would be to panic and get uptight because our guys would feel that. Now inside I'm all knotted up, but I'm, trying to be calm outside. And I thought we really reacted with some key possessions offensively to get it back to 2 possessions. And we got some big defensive stops. They had 17 turnovers. That's something new for us. We got some turnovers. I thought we were out in passing lanes. We did we'll watch the tape tomorrow night when we get to Tallahassee, the defensive side of it. We chased shooters off of staggers magnificently, switched it. They never really got a clean look off the stagger stuff, which is how they get going.
At what point do you stay with maybe a lineup 1, 2, 3 games and see how that goes?
That's a great question. I think it's something we got to talk about. Do you ride one for a while? I mean, I think we need to discuss that tomorrow and see what we want to do and how we want to start on Tuesday, because you go back and forth. You say, "Oh God, you want to settle on one," and then I say to myself, maybe we'll never be settled in that other spot or 2, and we'll just keep, flying around with it till we find something.
What makes Florida State a tough matchup?
Their physicality, and they made 16 threes last time they played at home against Maryland. My God, I hope they can't do that again. I mean, they shot the heck out of the ball, even though it's a better shooting Florida State team. They're really big. They play some big physical guys. I don't know how much we're going to get in the low post, so we got to get out and ball screen and drive and kick. And my biggest concern is I think we can defend the first shot. We did that. We always do that pretty well, our position defense, and we did it well since Maryland because we focused on it. Now comes the challenge of not giving up 14, 15 offensive rebounds like we did against Maryland. And that needs to be talked about a lot tomorrow. Thank you.